Welcome to this week's edition of What to Watch For. Joe Tutino alongside Kobe Jones. It has been a solemn time for the LA Galaxy as not only the Galaxy but Major League Soccer recognized AJ De La Garza and Megan De La Garza the loss of their baby Luca with Luca Knows Heart. And it started out Friday night when the Galaxy were at home against the Colorado Rapids, and the Galaxy responded in a big way. Sometimes in emotional situations, you don't know how the team will respond. A 6-0 victory.
Yeah, I think this was an emotional time for the Galaxy. As you talked to a lot of the players, it was for the De La Garza family. You know, everything that they did, every goal of the 6 that they scored was all about giving that recognition and the notoriety to the De La Garzas, and really their hearts going out, as ours did, to AJ De La Garza and his family. But, you know, really focusing on the game aspect of everything, it was a demolishing, as you said, of the Colorado Rapids. And not just the goals, I think it's about how the Galaxy played. They're a team now that is focused. They're a team now that, from the opening whistle, comes out at you. And look, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. It was a red card early on, but it's the fact that they put Colorado Rapids under such pressure in the first minute that they didn't know how to respond and got caught off guard, and thus got the red card for the goalkeeper.
Landon Donovan was the Player of the Month in Major League Soccer. On the game, he earned Player of the Week in Major League Soccer as well with his 2-goal performance. Baggio Hosidic had a big night. So did Gyasi Zardes, who continues to play well for this team.
Well, that's important. I mean, we're seeing players, as we've talked about, stepping up outside of the norm. Yes, Landon Donovan, once again, a huge part, gave a great effort and really led this team through. But Gyasi Zardes, you know, continuing his form. But Baggio Hosidic, a player that we have mentioned before that didn't have good games, but now he's starting to come into form. One of those veteran-type players that maybe he's starting to realize, okay, it's time we're starting to make that push for playoffs. Others have to step up, and he's really taken that upon himself. And he's got a couple of goals this last game and the game before it. He's continuing to improve with each match.
The other players who have found their groove and also been critiqued in the past are the 2 Brazilians at the center midfield position, Juninho, Marcelo Sarvis. They're playing their best soccer right now.
Well, when you talk about the Brazilians, they're the ones that's really starting to initiate the attack. You know, they're taking the ball off of the back line and starting that passing that we've seen. This isn't the first time, you know, if we look at some of the goals that the Galaxy have scored, not just in Colorado but before, they're team goals where the movement and the passing goes not through 1 or 2 players, but through 6 or 7 players. And it's that quality 1 and 2 touch in that final third that is initiated by the Brazilians, Juninho and Marcelo Sarvis, that is really taking teams apart, because as that ball moves, the teams are too slow to shift, and that's how constantly the Galaxy are getting behind that back line and creating great chances. Because in this game, yeah, it was 6-0. It could have been 7 or 8 because there was a couple other quality chances that the Galaxy had.
All right, 2 games this week for the Galaxy. First off, Wednesday at Montreal. The Galaxy, arguably the hottest team in Major League Soccer, playing against the worst team in the league in Montreal. And you can't take a team like this lightly, but the Galaxy really have it going.
Yeah, I mean, the Galaxy are hot right now, and you're playing the basement team. It's one of those situations. You have to make sure that you stay on point. But I have confidence in the way that the Galaxy are playing that they are going to be ready for this match. They're up against a Montreal team that has not done well. They're really having a tough time of finding an identity of who they are. They have some old players. They have some new players. Really, when you look at it, yes, there's maybe 1 or 2 that you think to step up. But now, at this point in MLS, you can't just have 1 or 2 players. You have to have a group that is willing to come together and really focus to push you through. And I don't think Montreal has that right now. I think Frank Lopez, as a coach, he's struggling right now. You know, this is the 2nd coaching job. He's moved from Chicago to Montreal. And even with the time that he's had here, still things aren't going his way.
Galaxy looking for number 6 in a row on the road at Montreal. We'll have it for you on Time Warner Cable Sportsnet. For Kobe Jones, Joe Tutino, thank you for taking a view of this week's What to Watch For, presented by C.J. Wilson Mazda.